Hello everybody, thank you for being here. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Marco Bianchi and I am a member of the family who is owning the Lama since 77 years. My uncle was Franco de Lama, the founder of the company here in Italy, San Martino Siccomario, a small city near Pavia, 30 minutes far from Milan. Today I'm here to introduce you a short presentation to let you understand the 10 key points why we can consider HyPerPure by the Lama the real gold standard when we are talking about vaporized hydrogen peroxide sterilization. Let me first of all clarify one concept which is very important. Hydrogen peroxide is a very well-known sterilization agent, very widely used, also in the pharma domain, in the medical device domain, for many different applications, isolators, patch boxes. But when we are talking about sterilization, real sterilization, I'm talking about a process able to reach a log 6 up to log 12 reduction, and the process which is able to be as effective as a classic saturated steam sterilization cycle or a H₂O, ethylene oxide sterilization cycle. In this case, there are only two companies in the world which have been able to design, produce, deliver, install, and validate a real sterilization with hydrogen peroxide, vaporized of course, under deep vacuum. One company is a famous, well-known US company, the other company in the world is the Lama, which is presenting today this kind of technology. And you can see today, for example, one big equipment, 11 cubic meter, which is going to be delivered in the pharmaceutical domain for a major customer. So let's go directly to our top 10 chart, the top 10 reasons why the Lama HyPerPure is the gold standard when we're talking about hydrogen peroxide sterilization. The first point is the long experience. We have 77 years of experience as a company in the field of sterilization equipment, and today we have more than 20 years of experience in the field of hydrogen peroxide sterilization. Of course, we didn't deliver the market the first unit after a few months or a few years of trials. 20 years ago, we started the research with an intuition. We started to think that if we could merge our experience in hydrogen peroxide decontamination for the decontamination equipment, I'm talking about pass box for decontamination for the pharmaceutical market, and our deep knowledge about deep vacuum technology. We used not only in H₂O technology, but also and more in the deep vacuum dryers. We could mix this technology and reach the delivery of a real sterilization unit. A sterilization unit which is able to sterilize up to 12 log, from 6 to 12 log in every point of the load. So not just the superficial sterilization, but the full sterilization, totally able to replace the classic steam sterilization, for example. And the second point, we have today 10 years of experience of units really delivered and validated on the market. So the first unit was delivered to a pharmaceutical company who challenged us if we could have been able to deliver such a sterilization unit in order to avoid the use of ethylene oxide, because they didn't want to use ethylene oxide inside their factory. And we already were working hard about sterilization technology with hydrogen peroxide, and this challenge put us in the position to give more effort, to put more studies, to make more research. And finally, we delivered the unit perfectly working to this company. After the first unit delivered 10 years ago, many other units followed. So we come here to the third point, that after 10 years on the real market with the real products delivered worldwide, today the Lama has a wide number of references all over the world. We're present in Europe, of course in Italy, in our country. We're present in the US, we're present in India, we're present in Asia. And of course, we can give you all the references, most of them where there is not an NDA agreement, as you can verify our deep knowledge about this kind of product. Another point is very, very important, because if you listen well to my previous word, the Lama started in the domain of pharmaceutical industry. But then we soon skipped to the world of medical device. Let's say the medical device domain is the domain where you have the most kind of production of products that are thermosensitive, and where hydrogen peroxide sterilization, which is a low temperature process, can be the real alternative to H₂O, ethylene oxide technology, which is the most common technology used inside the thermosensitive medical device domain, which also the Lama manufactures since more than 50 years, and where now this kind of technology is finding the real alternative to a technology, ethylene oxide, which is very difficult to handle, also takes with himself a lot of pollution, is explosive, cancerogenic media, so everyone more or less wants to get rid of it. So now we have the right answer to this problem. So, fifth point, the Lama today is trusted by the industry leaders. We can say that today our technology, HyPerPure technology, is present in some of the most leading edge companies of the world in the pharma and in the medical device domain. 10 years of real application on the market, on the field, takes together with it more than 10 years of studies in our laboratories. So we have more than 1,000, let's say hundreds and hundreds of protocols to prove the sterility of every different kind of product. We have a knowledge on many, let's say 100 kinds of applications. We have a wide experience in material compatibility, but also in the handling with different kinds of packagings. We proved to be able to penetrate up to 4 Tyvek layer, one inside the other. And also, we have the knowledge to find the fastest cycle for every kind of application. Now we come to a point which is very peculiar to the Lama. As you can see behind me, we have a quite huge piece of equipment, 11 cubic meter, but let's say that our capacity range is absolutely unique. We span from 100 liters equipment, so very small, which are useful inside laboratories or in research centers, inside also the pharma production, where they are studying the best cycle before scaling up on bigger plants, which the Lama is able to offer. And we span up to 90 cubic meter. So incredibly huge equipment, the same size of the biggest H₂O plants. with the difference that an hydrogen peroxide equipment by the Lama has a process, has a cycle which is from 2-3 hours up to 5. Sometimes it's the most difficult situation. We need a few hours more, but we don't have the preconditioning phase, we don't have the post-conditioning phase, which takes hours and hours in the ETO. So you can easily understand that with an equipment which has the same size of a huge ETO plant, the production capacity is much more, 3 times, 4 times more. Now we come to a very important point which puts the Lama in the position where nobody can be now. Is our international patent. We have international patented technology as HyPerPure technology, but also our hydrogen peroxide generator, which is totally unique. And this technology, combined with our knowledge and skills, put the Lama in the position where nobody can be. And now we arrive to a very important point. The superior technology of the Lama today can guarantee not only a repeatability, not only a robust process, but also the fastest cycle possible with any validated product. Additionally, our patented hydrogen peroxide generator, the Hypergenesis, is able to guarantee the elimination of any H₂O₂ condensation. H₂O₂ condensation has been traditionally one of the trickiest points in the domain of hydrogen peroxide sterilization. And now let's jump to the final point, fan. I already mentioned this in my introduction. The Lama feels a bit a member of an elite club. As of today, January 23rd of 2026, there are only 2 companies in the world which have been able not only to design, but also to install and validate hydrogen peroxide under the vacuum sterilization technology. A US, United States well-known company, and our Italian company, the Lama. So, we are very proud of the result, and we feel that we are in a point where we can prove to every customer with our reference, with our technology, with our patent, with our label and test database experience that we can offer the customer the best and most solid process with hydrogen peroxide available on the market. Thank you for listening.